Awesome. Welcome. My name is Kabir Sagu, and today I'm going to teach you how to invent a product. Who is this video for? This video is for you if you're an entrepreneur without an audience, that's totally fine. Or if you're a creator with an audience, that's great. And this video is for you if you want to launch a physical branded product or you want to become a creator founder. So, really quick proof. Why should you listen to me? Well, right out of college, my first startup raised, $1.5 million. This is way back in early, 2012. Yeah, did that, and we actually raised a little more with angel funding. I was part of a team, and I led this endeavor that got our core DNA technology, and we'll talk a little bit about that, exempt from the requirement of a tolerance with the EPA. That was back when we did some ag stuff. In 2020, I created sanitizer in hot sauce packets to fulfill an unmet demand. Created this marking paste, which was a tamper evidence paste with DNA. This taco truck, I did not create this. This was a small family business of creators, and I helped them sell it on TikTok Shop and created their affiliate program and all that. I've included this on here because creating a product is just as important as distributing it and selling it. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Today's conversation is going to be about these Type E DNA stickers. That is an invention that I did create, and we'll talk about those today. And this is my absolute love and joy right now. I've created not only a new food product, but a new category of ready-to-eat mashed potatoes. And this is actually an R&D sample. The final product will look different, but is super exciting. We're launching with a one-to-one model, and for every mashed potato that is created, we will donate one to a food bank. So, the post-AI inventor. In the old worldview, you had this image of a scientist creating a new product. Maybe they don't own the IP, their company owns the IP, and they barely see any money from the idea. But in this new view, because we are creators, you've got someone with an audience or without an audience. They own the IP and they maximize ownership and returns from the idea. Technology, social media, all the plethora of information out there has made it easier now more than ever to launch your idea. So, start here. What problem am I solving? In order to create something new, you need to look at what problem you're solving. And for the example of DNA stickers, counterfeit products are hurting brand revenue and reputation, but counterfeit products were not the problem that I was solving for. So here's the pro tip. Knowing the difference between problem versus condition. Counterfeit products existed because the real problem was that existing stickers are being copied. That was the problem. So then the question was, how can I make a sticker that cannot be copied? And this is where the core idea was birthed. All the innovation for these like anti-counterfeit stickers at the time, all the innovation was on the top. You had holograms, QR codes, foil, scratch and sniff, whatever. But in all the years these stickers were being created, no one innovated the sticky side. So here's the idea. DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, can be synthesized into unique sequences. So think of DNA like a barcode, except it's a molecule. And the idea was we said, okay, I can create a unique DNA sequence that is tied to a specific brand, product, batch number, whatever. We'll blend the DNA into the adhesive chemistry, which is the sticky part of a sticker. And if we make that adhesive aggressive enough, it'll leave a residue that contains the DNA, on a product. So here's some sticker examples, right? And so if the sticker is pulled off of an item, the residue on the surface of that item has the DNA, and then I can have it analyzed with a PCR, which is a polymerase chain reaction device. We had access to a handheld one at the time, and that gives court grade forensic DNA identification evidence, which is a new capability in the market. So that was the idea, putting DNA in the sticky side of stickers. Now, before you make it, pro tip, be customer centric. Do not be product centric. You do not want to create something that nobody wants. I've done it. I spent the early part of my inventing career making cool stuff, but there wasn't a need for it. So, what are your customers' priorities? Where is their pain? Who is the customer that needs your invention? And how does your invention add value to the customer? Does it save them time and money? Or better yet, does it make them money? So that is a critical question that you need to ask is what value does this invention bring to the customer? Because obviously, you want to build wealth. Obviously, you want to see your ideas out there and, you know, go from me to how can I help you? So, how to bring your product to life. The three pillars of anything are scope, schedule, and cost. Scope, what am I making? What are its specifications? What are the requirements? Schedule, when am I making it? And cost, how much to make it? So using the example of the DNA stickers, a sticker with DNA can be manufactured in 3 months for, a penny and a half per sticker. If you can write out that sentence and fill in the blanks for scope, schedule, cost with your information, you will know what it's going to take to create and invent your product. Now, quick note on protecting ideas. Make sure you have the help you need and the resources with a professional. I turned this sketch into a patent, and that was something I did in order to confidently go forward and have these conversations with manufacturers or subject matter experts. So that's, make sure your idea is protected. Now, finding a contract manufacturer. You've got to make a list of the ingredients or components of your invention and then use ThomasNet, that's my favorite guide, or now ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, in order to find who can actually help you make your product. So, for example, you can go on ThomasNet and look up sticker manufacturers, or on ChatGPT, you can ask it who, is a contract manufacturer for stickers. So in this example, we have the sticker paper, we have the DNA, and we have the adhesive, which is the sticky chemical. Those are the three things that I needed to create around in order to invent a sticker with DNA. Next, identify your supply chain. So, supplier one made the DNA sequences, and their deliverable was a vial of DNA in liquid. Supplier two makes sticky adhesive chemistry. I didn't even know companies do this, but apparently they do. So I found a company that actually bulk manufactures this sticky chemical, and they were able to receive a vial of DNA, drop it into a vat of adhesive, and then roll that adhesive onto a huge long roll of paper. And then they shipped the DNA bulk roll of paper to my third supplier who actually cut the stickers. So they received a long roll of paper and they die cut into individual stickers and printed my logo. And that is how I created and invented DNA stickers. So when you create something, you want to know, okay, how can I make money? Well, you can launch a brand and you can get pre-sales on Kickstarter, or you can do lead generation from your socials, your email list, and then you can also license your idea. Licensing is about finding a company that's already in the market and then they pay you a royalty. Now, for the DNA stickers, I decided to sell directly to companies because, we were trying to build a company back then. Now, what do you do with all this information? I've shown you how to take an idea and make it a reality. If you know what product you want to invent, make a list of the different parts and answer scope, schedule, and cost. So see slides 9 and 10. Go on Thomasnet or ChatGPT to find a contract manufacturer and then make sure your idea is protected. Identify who your target customer is and how your product adds value to their life, and then plot your path to market with a pre-sales campaign. You're going to need an audience, you're going to need to show why your product is better, and then you're going to need a way to collect emails or audience information to keep them abreast of when your product launches. So if you need help, contact me. There will be some information on how to do that in the description, and good luck.